right, family. All right. I guess I let the music play long enough. Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother DMG the Poet. We back with another powerful show with a powerful guest. Had to let the music play for a little while longer because my number one producer let me know I actually spelled my guest's name wrong, which is extra inexcusable considering my relationship to the brother. So, y'all excuse me for that. It's time to get into our spiel, but before we do, let me say hotep to my Kemetic brothers and sisters. Let me say God bless to my Christian brothers and sisters. Let me say assalamu alaikum to my brothers and sisters in the NOI. Let me say Islam to my Moorish brothers and sisters. Let me say shalom to my Israelite brothers and sisters. Let me say peace to my brothers and sisters in the nation of gods and earth, them 5%ers. Let me say what's up to my atheist brothers and sisters out there. And let me say jumbo to the rest of my brothers and sisters throughout the African diaspora, be it here, in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. It's because if you black, I'm with you, and I hope you with me. Our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting. We can have unity without uniformity, and we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. With that, my brother, please introduce yourself to the Paradigm Shift TV 314 audience.
Nice to be here. Appreciate y'all having me here. I'm Asaiah Bommer. Some folks around the way in the stream area might know me as Yeek Man, but glad to be a part of the show, man. Appreciate the invite and the opportunity to speak on a powerful platform. So there it is.
No doubt. I appreciate you coming on, bro. And so, yeah, man, my your cousin hit me up and was like, "Hey, that ain't how you spell his name." So I'm like, "Oh snap!" So I had to hit the play button on the music again for a second so I could get that fixed. But yeah, for those who don't know, I literally been knowing this young man. I didn't intend to say this right off the bat, but since I made that error, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I've been knowing, like, you know how the old folks say they've been knowing somebody since they was knee high to a grasshopper. I literally been knowing this young man since he was knee high to a grasshopper. So it's been an honor to watch him go from that young baby with a six pack that didn't nobody can understand how this little dude had a six pack, but go from that little 2-year-old with a six pack to the fine young man y'all see before you. So, but with that being said, definitely an exceptional young man, an exceptional father, takes care of his business, and is on his way to doing big things. And so I wanted to get in on the ground floor before he blow up and forget about us. So, what's going on with you, my brother?
Man, really slow motion, man. I really been working, man. Honestly, I've been really trying to get everything y'all see where y'all can't really see, but like the whole streaming thing off the ground. Been actually trying to get my foot in the door with public speaking. That really wasn't my route to go with. Well, let me say my personal choice, but you know, higher power has a way of working things around. So I kind of stumbled my way into a lot of blessed open doors, you know, that I was able to get my foot through and just kind of work my way through things. But really, man, outside of really working my normal 9 to 5 and then streaming outside of that, you know, taking care of the kids, you know, just trying to get all my family time in. I'm really trying to just stay grounded, man. I try not to make a lot of noise unless it's powerful to the environment. So I tend to, you know, just tread lowly as much as I can into, you know, things I'm doing tend to have a greater impact than myself.
No doubt. And that's what's up. And let me ask you this. I'm gonna start off with this because one of the things you're doing is advocating for fathers to make sure they step up and be fathers. It's one thing to make a child. It's another thing to actually be active in raising that child. And we know we it's a misconception that black fathers aren't active, number one. But even though it's a misconception, with the number of black fathers that are active, we know that it's far too many who
Mhm.
aren't. What made you get into trying to motivate brothers to step up and fulfill their responsibilities?
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think it was and mom, if you watching, even my big cousin Millie, I'm pretty sure she watching too. But really, it was the more so the women in my life. I mean, granted, I've had stand up guys like yourself, and then my uncles, and then of course big cousins here and there. But it was really more so the women, just seeing how they was able to, kind of go through without no excuses, and kind of pave a way. And then, like I said, seeing guys like you, kind of shed light into me and kind of keep me away from the street. It helped me get to a certain point where it was less room for error, having guys like you around, having guys like my Uncle Melvin, if he's on the stream, or whatever the case is, it was me trying to take what I had got from guys who really didn't owe me that, but to kind of pour into me and for me to give back. I felt like that was just part of my calling to do better, to live better, and then like I said, us as black men already get a bad rep for being absent. So, my thing was when I had my first kid was always be present. A lot of guys think being present, you got to do the utmost, you got to go above and beyond. But if you simply there for conversations or emotional times, it tends to go a long way. So that's really like even today, like, my daughter calls me, she's like, hey, dad, this, hey, dad, that. And just listening, one thing I always wanted people to do is listen to me. I might not know it all, I might not have it all, but I at least want you to hear me out, hear what I got to say, because you never know, that might be my way of telling you that I need help or that I'm not okay. You know what I'm saying? So that was like one of the most, or those are the pain points for me as to why I continue to do what I do.
No doubt, no doubt. And one of the things that I always looked at with you being the middle of three brothers, you seem to take on almost like a father, like father figure role, even with your older brother and your younger brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you was always the one saying, "Hey, nah, this how we gonna do this." Almost like you kind of had to be the peacemaker, the big brother to a degree. Uh, is that always something that was just kind of like inherent with in you, where you just felt like that just had to be your responsibility, like it just came to you naturally, or was it just something that came out of necessity?
I want to be honest with you, man. I want to say it was more like just the nature of things, man. I always say I kind of got the good and the bad from both siblings. So for me, like, like I get my laid back or quietness from my older brother. Anybody that knows my older brother knows he's pretty quiet, laid back. And then as far as like the attitude, I had all growing up, I had a bad attitude up until a certain point. So it's like me and my little brother, we would collide there. But I seen the good and bad of both sides of the things. It was like I was trying to be this big brother to my little brother and then still be a little big brother, to my older brother, and still trying to maintain respect levels between the two, because people always think I'm the oldest, but I tell people like I got an older brother and I respect him like he like what his status is. He's my older brother, so I
No
think it's
doubt.
naturally a habit though, naturally.
Yeah, yeah. And and rest in power. Your father passed away when you were really young,
Yeah.
but I know you hold tight to his memory, and you definitely have made him proud. How much did that affect and motivate you to be as present as you could with regards to what you can control with, in your children's life?
Oh man, really? I'm gonna be honest. It was rough, man. Like rough you know, as kids, you hear stories about this and that, and I'm not gonna lie. Up until a certain point in my life, I was always curious about folks before me. Like I don't really want to say it's nosy. I just like to know, you know, how people dealt with things, you know, especially people that I kind of share, you know, blood relation to and stuff of that nature. But the effect was bad at a point. Like I grew up resenting him, and there was things that was it was really when I finally sat down and kind of got over that hate. It was things that was out of my control, you know. And I realized that before I had even made my way up to my dad's grave, you know, I had to let things go, you know, because it was going to deteriorate my son. You know, me having an attitude, me speaking to my mom a certain way when I would get angry, or just how I handled certain situations was just inexcusable. You know, it was things that I knew later down in life, or even at this point right now, I wouldn't make it to see because of the hate that I was carrying around on my shoulder. You know, it was a lot of emotion with it. You know, it took me, I'm 25, it took me what 22, 23 years to make it to my dad's grave, you know. So it took a lot. But the effect at first was bad. Now is good because it's like I can talk about them from what I know, from what you know, or from what anybody that knows, bad or good, and I can speak to it, and I can actually speak to it with no type of envious or jealous or negative feeling, nothing ill will about it. But it definitely took some time. But once I got over that hump, man, it just was me taking things out of his book and just learning how to progress with what he used to do as a man or as a father.
Yeah, and I can relate to it, not on the level that I lost my father, but just having resentment and not really knowing how to handle it, because people think that we can just take that rage and that energy and just
Mm-hmm.
discard it, like we can just forget about it. And your situation was even more crucial because you didn't have him to bounce it off of. Eventually I was able to take the things that were said about my father
Mm-hmm.
and stuff I had heard and kind of, why did you do this and why did you do that, and get an explanation. And when you lose your father, it's difficult because everything is secondhand. You don't get to
Yeah.
get it. So you really, to me, displayed a level of strength and perseverance in moving past that and
Yeah.
being able to accept him in your own way and kind of taking your own piece of him for yourself in a positive way instead of holding on to that anger, because a lot of people do, and you'll be surprised. Like, and they use that anger as a weapon and as an excuse to to hate, to not be anything in life. But you did just the opposite. So salute for having the strength and the courage to do that. So now let me ask you this: how did you? I mean, I'm not surprised you did, because like I just said, you was 2 years old with like an 8-pack of abs. So how did you get into? What made you get into physical fitness and bodybuilding?
Man, to be honest, I want to say it was really due to my older cousin Alex. Man, I think he called me one day or something, and he was like, "Yo, let's go to Club Fitness." I'm like, man, like at this time, man, and you know, I mean, yeah, I've always been ripped, but I mean, I was bony, man, you know, and we go to Club Fitness. I signed up, and I go back to my mom's house, and she's like, if you signed up for this gym, I hope you know you're gonna be going. I'm like, man, it ain't nothing but like $10 a month. You know, I ain't gonna really miss the money. Me being young, naive, thinking $10 ain't $10, especially in today's time. But long story short, man, we worked out for about 3, 4 months. And then I just kind of got into a solo bag, man. I just started working out. And then I probably say maybe a year later, a couple of the old guys up in the gym just walked up on me one day and was like, hey, you compete? I'm like, nah. I'm like, I just, live just for fun, and it was just one of those things to, take any anger, any issues I had outside the gym to just, thrust it all into the weights. And next thing I know, man, probably about a year later, man, I was, just working out as if I was preparing for a show. And then I just went from prepping for a show, from training people. I would even do diet plans here and there for folks, man. And the crazy thing is, back when I was doing that, is I didn't have the certification that I have now. So a lot of that was just off of, just being in the gym and just being around folks who didn't mind giving me free game. So it was really just about consistency, man. Consistency. Get in there and stay in there, man.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. Yeah, because I remember I looked up one day and I was like, man, I had to like do like a double take, like he always been yoked up, but I'm like, my dude is shredded. Like, man, I started to say, man, go put a shirt on, man. Like, because at the time I was like 350 pounds, so like, started getting a little shame. Like, hey, man, like, go put a shirt on, man. Like, what you trying to do? but yeah, like it was like you said, it was like over the course of a year. But it would be like we might go a year without seeing each other. So
yeah.
I went from seeing you and you was like your normal, like skinny, but kind of strapped up self, and then next thing you know, I'm like, this dude coming out looking like Rambo or somebody, man. What the hell happened? Yeah. So yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's what's up. So have you started transitioning into, because you have your certification? Have you started training people, and what's that experience like?
I've only trained I'd probably say a handful of people. I'm not gonna lie, after my show I did about 2 years ago, I kind of stopped. I got into a little funk with bodybuilding, man. The show, like the results of the show, kind of just took me into a different mental space. So I stopped training for a while. Folks ask me for tips or they see me in the gym. I'll still, help out here and there. As of right now, I only got about maybe 3 or 4 clients that still check in with me. I kind of just send them like real broad instructions as far as working out and stuff. Overall, the experience is still great though. I recommend anybody that's watching this stream, man, to work out, especially if you're a black male. A lot of black males already don't go and get checked out at the doctor, which I feel like y'all should, or if y'all personal doctor, whatever. I just feel like it's always key to work out. And I have a lot of older black male friends that are in the workout game. I guess that's what we're gonna call it. So really, man, the experience with it is always gonna be good. You always meet genuine people for the most part. Some people carry egos in it, but as far as the body transformation and stuff, it can be challenging. But man, it's really worth it. Like I said, once you get past the eating is the hardest thing. Anybody tell you different, I hate to use the word lying, but they not telling you the right information. Eating is always going to be key. Working out is easy. You can always pick up a 10-pound weight, but can you tell yourself not to eat 1,000 calories of bad food in a day is the question, So experience is always good though, man. I'll probably get back into it in about maybe like a month or two here, but anybody that's actually looking for like actually meal plans or anything, I could actually either send my email to you, DMG, or y'all could just contact me on my socials, Facebook, Instagram. Y'all see me on Twitter, Geek Man. So y'all know where to find me.
We're gonna get to all that. We got a private chat. If you can look on StreamYard, I want you to put it in the private chat, and I'm gonna put it in the chat, and then we're gonna shout out all your social media before we get off.
All right, cool.
But we do got a question, and I think you're familiar with this person. I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
All right. So as a young black father, I mean, it's various ones to me. To be very honest with you, I mean, I'm one to always use other good black fathers, older, even some young ones. I mean, I know some young ones such as myself, but I'm always looking to piggyback off of somebody else in that matter. A lot of black men feel like it's not okay to piggyback, but I feel like if it's for a positive thing, I'm all about piggybacking. So I'm not gonna lie. People think I got all the answers, but I typically go and ask folks. Like if I don't know how to, maybe my delivery is wrong as a parent, maybe my approach to how I may respond as a parent, even as co-parenting. You know, a lot of times us as black men, we struggle with co-parenting or maybe just the whole co-parent thing. I just typically try to take different pages out of people's books and apply them to me, you know, whether that be with the attitude, whether they might be, you know, with your mental, emotional. And I tell myself, you know, to always try to get better. I mean, you're not going to be perfect, but you're going to be better than you was last year. You're going to be better than you was last month. You know, it's just all about progress, you know, take it by day and just work like that.
All right, we got another one.
Define being a father and being a good father. To me, I feel like father and man kind of run hand in hand. I feel like as your father, you are to protect, you are to provide, you are to instill. Um, and I'm gonna touch bases on provide. A lot of young black fathers think you have to provide from a financial standpoint. If you know what I know, providing from a financial standpoint is up there. But if you lacking on all areas, especially when it comes to actual emotional or even a physical standpoint, you know, financial doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, at that point, you're just ATM. So if you call yourself a father, learn how to provide, learn how to protect. You know, it might be days where you might not have it, you know what I'm saying, from a money standpoint, but if they're calling you, they need you, you know, just be there, listen, talk, you know, be a stand-up guy. You know, you don't always have the right answers. Learn how to be checked when you need to be checked, even from your kids. Let your kids pour into you because you're pouring into your kids. You know, it's all about a give back game, is what I look at it like. You give your kids something, they might give you something back. Learn from that categories off of, you know, and know that just because you're a father don't mean that you always have to be the disciplinary. It's okay to be softy. It's okay to be loved up on or have your kids up on you and talk to them because you're a provider, you're a protector. That's my version of it. I had to again pick from other folks that I've seen do this, so that's my version.
I think that's heavy. That and you said earlier you was 25, and it's funny because a lot of men, especially us, meaning black men, don't realize you have more to provide than money.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you have guidance, you have love, you have
yeah,
counsel. Like it ain't providing is not just about finances,
yeah,
but because we get so stigmatized with if I don't have the financial end of it, then I'm not really amounting to
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And so that often affects the way we relate to our children, especially when we not in a relationship with
mm-hmm,
with the child's mother.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so I again salute for being, you know, at 25 years old and being aware that I ain't gotta come over here with a pocket full of money or with gifts to be able to provide and pour something into my child. I can
Yeah,
sit here and talk to my child for hours. I'm
yeah,
still providing them with something.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, you know, I think that's a message that we got to get through to a lot of brothers, because when I was your age and my daughter who is outside of the home, that was always a block for me mentally. If I don't have something to put in her hand,
Mm-hmm.
because she the child that's missing out. So if I ain't got something to put in her hand, I'm gonna put it off. And now I didn't put it off for 6 months. Now I didn't put it off for a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because in my mind, I need to have something to give her when I should have just been
Mm-hmm.
giving her myself.
Yeah,
So I definitely give you props for understanding already that you enough to provide to her, even if
yeah,
you ain't got no money.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought that was a excellent answer. And in that same vein, tell us a little bit about the organization you affiliated with.
So Man Up is pretty much, it's actually a huge organization, man, but it's all about um the saying which we live by is making men matter. We got tons of different groups. We got Women Stand Up. We got a group called Tribe. Of course, we got marketing groups. I'm a part of Man Up in a group called FAM. It's called Fatherhood Advancement Mission. And pretty much what we like to do is try to get fathers involved, whether that be every maybe 2-3 months we get together, we plan something, get them all together. We recently, which you was a part of, we recently just had a pretty much a father out at a local park here in St. Louis, where we pretty much just wanted to talk to fathers, see where they head up, try to touch bases with them, let them know that one, it's all right, man. Like being a father is not nothing to be ashamed of, whether y'all married, single, whatever. It's a really good group though. Nonprofit. We actually do have. I'm gonna send again. I'm gonna send a link to DMG y'all in the chat, but we do have a link where if you all want to be a part of Man Up, you all want to assist. We have offer mentor programs. And we just really trying to get it to where we let men know it's a safe space for y'all to come be yourselves. And for most importantly for y'all to talk about whatever it is that you got on your mind. Y'all hearts be heavy, and we trying to get it to across to y'all to let y'all know that y'all can have a place to talk and be yourself, and just get things off y'all chest that y'all wouldn't normally do in a normal setting that's for today. So it's a really good group though. Really good group.
That's what's up. Yeah, I definitely I enjoyed the experience, and actually was there briefly, and the brothers honored me with an Amazon gift card. So I was like, wait, what? So yeah, that's what's up. I got another question up for you. Let me see. There we go.
What is your approach to being an example and standard for your children? Um, my approach really is just being somebody that they could look up to. I know that's kind of like a cliche statement, but I heard from different people whenever I'm not around. I heard from people whenever I'm not around, man, that you know, whatever is going on, man, I typically want them to know that hey, I'm like the best person, even when I don't got it, man. I try to let them know that I'm still human. Try to let them know to work out through things. I try to let them know that it's a space where at times I struggle, but I'm still gonna be me at the end of the day. And I want my kids to see me for who I am. I'm not gonna ever try to sugarcoat anything. I'm never gonna try to act like I got it. I'm not gonna try to put materialistic values in front of the way that I handle things with them. I want them to see the raw me. I want them to understand me for me, just like I want to understand them for them. And I always try to tell myself with my kids is that I want them to have a relationship with me where it's open. If you feeling some type of way, if you got something on your mind, tell me. Yeah, I'm their father, but at the same time, though, the approach for me should still be the same. You should still be able to come to me, and we should still be able to have a standard set where you're my child, but I still love you like like you mine. Like everything we go through, everything we gonna do together is gonna be on one accord. Nothing's gonna change. So that's really my approach on the thing of being a father. At least the standard towards my children.
There it is. There it is. And we got Derek Lockhart in the building. Unmute yourself, bro.
Yeah, that's my.
How you doing?
What's up with you, fam?
Pretty good, pretty good. What's up, Cuzzo?
What's up, cuz, man? Appreciate you coming through,
What's up?
hanging out with me and my big cuz, man.
Yes,
Appreciate you.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How y'all feeling?
Oh, we good, man.
All is well.
Good,
Hey,
good, good.
my man, African Science say, do y'all have anything in Georgia with Man Up?
I believe that they're actually working on getting down there. I'm actually really good friends with the CEO, so I'm gonna take that question back to him because I actually meet with him at least once a week. We talk in our group, so I'm gonna ask him about getting down to Georgia if we already don't have anything down there. I know we actually working to get events outside of St. Louis. So, African, if there's any way that I could actually get in contact with you personally, I would love to actually network with you, get with you, and get some information to you.
Yeah, and hey, I know you watch Paradigm Shift pretty regularly. So if anything, keep watching, and we'll I try to start advertising. What the brothers got going on, and I love putting up promotional videos. So trying to keep you attuned to what they got popping. So just stay tuned And when the brother put his info out with his contact stuff, reach out to him.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Lockhart, man, what's the word?
Yes, sir. Nothing, brother. I just tuned in, just supporting, man. That's pretty much it. I was just seeing what y'all was up to, seeing what y'all was talking about. That's all.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, don't, you know, you got to tell us a little bit about yourself as well, man. You know,
Yes, sir. Yes,
are you
sir.
are you part of the organization?
I am not. I am not. No, sir. I am not.
So you
I'm
just
20. Sir,
go,
I'm sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm 26. Also from St. Louis. Me and Isaiah, we went to high school together. Father still, you know, I'm a father of a 3-year-old growing, fast growing child, man. Everything I say, everything I do, I have to monitor that because I have a mimic behind me, you know, like everything I do, I say, he right behind me, you know. So
Yes,
just have
sir.
to watch my words that I would say when he's not around. I have to watch that, you know. So just trying to be, you know, the best dad I can be, and you know, provide the best future for him and my family.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
Yes,
And hey, if you don't do nothing else in life, you have
yes,
done
sir.
something profound. So,
Yes, sir.
but it's funny you say that because my son 15 now,
Yeah.
and my wife always be like, he just everything you say, he just if you say it, I guess it's just law. You
Yeah.
know? And I
Yeah.
tell her, I say, listen, man, thank you for having him, but
Hmm.
that's my son.
Yeah.
So you know, I don't know what to tell you,
No.
but I remind her like all the time. I'm like, listen, man, you used to see how I was with your little cousins and everybody. What did you think was gonna happen when I had my own son? So
Hmm.
you know, but yeah, he 15, 6 foot tall, about
Jeez.
250. So you know, got
Yeah.
him a little job, making his own little money. But
That's good.
you know, look at the hater in the audience talking about boo. Hey, baby, you already you said boo, but you didn't say lies.
Hey man, that's
But
how it
yeah,
be.
yeah, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
but with that being said, uh, I'm gonna get back to my questions for as I say, no excuses.
Yeah.
And the reason I call the brother no excuses because everybody know when you come on the show, I give everybody a nickname, and I thought no excuses was appropriate because no matter what obstacle
Mm.
has been put in front of this young brother, he didn't use it as an excuse
Right.
to not to be nothing.
Right.
So you had challenges in life, and you see a lot. You see it every day.
Yeah.
You know, your father passed away, so I'm gonna use that as an excuse to do nothing, to be nothing. And when people reference it, well, my father died, I didn't have my dad, and my mother treated me this way, and this circumstances was this, my baby mama this, and this.
Right.
I ain't never heard him say it out his mouth, and I ain't never
Hmm.
heard nobody else say, all Isaiah do is make excuses.
Nope.
All I see is every time I turn around, he doing something positive. Every time I hear about something, he moving in the right direction. So I
Yeah.
thought no excuses was appropriate.
Perfect. Yes,
So
sir.
so with that being said, what was it that kind of without you even knowing it gave you that mentality where you wasn't gonna make excuses. You was gonna move forward regardless.
Man, I'm not. I mean, I would say watching my mom's, man. My mom's. I mean, like I said, I don't know what happened, man. I'm just a kid watching a woman take care of 3 boys. I used to say 3 ungrateful boys. That's how I used to kind of try to get me and my brothers to get in line. But I mean, watching my mom. I mean, like I said, I know my mom had help, but for the most part, I mean, my mom, she pretty much did what she had to do. You know, me and my brothers had the finer things. Did we have it all the time? No, we didn't have it all the time, man. But when things was right, things was right. And even when things was wrong, things still felt right. And I looked at my mom like she still is my superhero, but I looked at my mom as a pain point to say, if I don't got money to take my kids out to eat, I still got the cooking skills that my mom gave me, that she showed me. Or if I might not be able to provide them with the high quality shoes this month, I still can get them shoes. It's all about perspective. That's what I try to tell a lot of young guys. It's about your perspective at the end of the day. You can't go nowhere if your mind's still complacent, and a lot of times, especially when we have our kids, we feel like, especially black men, we have to do the utmost. Nah, man. Like, as long as you're not giving these kids no BS reasons, because if you can be in the club, if you can be out hanging out with your boys on the block for 2-3 hours, you can sit in the house, bro, and chill with your kids for 2-3 hours. You don't always got to be seen to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot, like that's gonna go over a lot of folks' head, but that's just the honest to God truth. My mama was the epiphany of that. She might have went out, she might have hung out, or even when I would come over to y'all house and maybe her and me, because Millie might go out or whatever they might do, there was never an excuse that she gave us. It was just, this is the reality. We gonna make do with our reality and we gonna move forward. And that's what I try to apply towards myself. It's funny that you said no excuses, because I always tell myself I feel like I can't give my kids no excuses. Because if I have time for other things, whether I'm streaming or doing this, I still got time off stream, or I still got time outside of work to hang out and kick it with my kids. So I feel like excuses are for people who really aren't trying to do better, who really aren't trying to get forward, and who really are scared to change. That's how I look at it.
That's real talk. And that's funny that you use your mother as inspiration, as I call her. Don't come through the computer screen, as I call her, little nap. If she listen, don't think I was gonna switch up because your son on the show. You're gonna always be little nap to me, so But but anyway, let me drop a bomb for Miss Keita Hines for raising three men in a world where three black men can easily be snatched off the street, and hers is still walking around strong, drawing breath, regardless of the traps and the snares that set before. So shout out to her for doing that by herself for the most part. So uh moving on to my next question. What is it that you see yourself doing? Because you're 25. Where do you see yourself being in the next 5 years when you're 30 years old?
Man, it's crazy that you asking me this question. I literally was just talking to my girl probably like an hour ago, man. And I was just telling her, I'm 25. I literally have until 30 to make stuff happen. As far as where I see myself going, man, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a straight game plan. I mean, I got things set out streaming. I mean, I got the things with Man Up going on, and then my own personal mentor stuff that I'm trying to work on, as well as training. Uh, really, man, I just want to be a positive face for black men. I know that, again, I know I say a lot of cliche sayings, but and by the time I hit 30, I do want to be established as somebody that is actually for my environment, gonna always be with my environment, and first and foremost a stand-up guy. I don't really have a direction right now. I'm just letting God guide me and use me for what I need to be for everybody else. I think that's what I know that's where my heart is with everything right now. I do know in 30 years, I do want to be a professional sports dad. I can tell you that. I want to be a professional sports dad and some type of AAU or something. So right now, I'm trying to take care of other folks, meaning my kids, and put life into them right now. I feel like as much time as I have wasted on other things, by the time I hit 30, I'll be flourishing, man. I can't tell you where I'll be. I just know I'll be at a higher place than where we at right now. And you're gonna be with me. That's all I can tell you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I say this, just free advice. The reason I asked you that was I wanted to see what your answer was, but do whatever you can to move forward in power and the move in positivity for you and yours, but don't put no pressure on yourself, no undue pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
As long as you're moving forward in power and in positivity for you and your family, you doing well. But don't put no undue pressure on yourself, because at the end of the day, pressure busts pipes.
Yeah.
So, you see your big cuz, you see your mother, and going back to school later in life, getting things done on a high level.
Yeah.
So you already know what you can do at your age. But at the same time, you still have self-care, and you still have to take it to a point where you taking care of yourself, you caring for yourself, and you still being able to take care of others the way you want to. So don't put too much pressure on yourself, but still get the things done that you want to get done. So you spoke about God. So this is a family that is God is paramount in everything that occurs. Going back to great grandfather, great granny, grandmother, etc. How much has that played a part in? And there's a comment on the screen I want you to read as well. How much has that legacy of believing in God played a part in you being able to navigate through some of the things you've had to navigate?
I say a majority of it has been super pivotal. I mean, really, like I said, I can't really say I hit rock bottom, but at a time I felt like it, and I know the only person I really had in my ear was God. It felt like, from maybe the conversations that I feel like I might not have been able to have with other folks. Maybe that was just my pride or my ego blocking me. But I know prayer got me through a lot of the situations. Anybody that's watching or anybody that has ever dealt with it, it was pretty much me and God on my suicide watch when I was gonna go through my suicide spill. And I just felt like I was at wit's end. I felt like I couldn't do no more. And, I just pretty much, I prayed at anything else. I was always taught to pray, and I always tell people I found God or have been finding God for my own reasons. I, see church, hear church, but I always tell people find God for you. Folks can tell you to come to church. Folks can tell you to do this, but what your God means to you is how you gonna get through. Like I say, I pray every morning, just ask God to watch over my loved ones, and I just try to implement God in every step of the way. It might not always be consistency, but the folks that are around me, like you said, this is the family of that. And I always heard, no matter what, God this, God this, God that. So I figured if they found God for them, I know I can find God for me. And everything I've seen or heard, I just kind of have applied it to what works for me. And I always tell myself at the end of the day, I always will tell myself to thank God for what I have, what I have, because when I didn't have nobody else, when I was struggling down on my own, I could literally get on my knees and I could pray. Or sometimes even when I drive, I just talk. A lot of people think that you got to be so high up in the church to find God or receive God. Nah. But once you had that one-on-one level with them and things, that's your relationship. Now, what you do off that relationship is how you are going to transpire in your relationship with God. But me personally, I've always used that as a stepping stone to get to where I'm at. I'll never tell nobody without the amazing women and people in my life, God is got me here. Because 3-4 years, the other folks know I probably was just getting out of my high head phase, to be the man that I'm trying to be and continue to build off of it. So without God, man, I couldn't tell you.
There it is. There it is. And I think that's another salute I gotta give you, because it's heavy to have that perspective at a young age, because a lot of people put they religious or spiritual connotation they put it on, or they base it on what they've been taught from their parents, because they want to, they come from their parents' expectation, and it's difficult for them to find their own path because they're so concerned about what mama want, what daddy expect.
Yep.
And again, for you to kind of say, you know what, I got to deal with this thing for myself and on my own. And whatever path it is for me to walk, that's what I got to walk. It's heavy because it be people 40 and 50 years old still trying to figure out. They think they trying to figure it out for themselves, but they still, in the back of their mind, they hearing mama and daddy voice instead of listening to the voice they supposed to be listening to. So I think you want to, like I say, man, and that ain't this ain't me trying to gas you up. I'm just like I always have. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I think you on the right path, and whatever is supposed to be revealed to you, gonna be revealed to you. So just keep up the good work. So this will be my last question, and then if we don't have no more questions from the chat, we'll wrap it up and get that social media stuff out. So, of all the experiences you've been through in your short life, tragedies, losses, triumphs, and all the good things that you have to come, with regards to what's behind you, because I think you got much more life ahead of you than you have behind you. But of all the things you have behind you, what's been the one thing that you can, or the one moment that you kind of look back on positively and from a positive standpoint, and kind of have that sort of inspirational moment to say, you know, I kind of take that and use that to motivate myself or to keep pushing forward, whether it's a person, a moment, a movie, whatever the case is. Anything in particular that you sort of can look back on over the short 25 years you've been here?
That's a good question. Because I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I got some build up. If I had to say, I would probably say that's a good one. I'll say this. Maybe I have to show this to my son later, but I probably say it's when I had my son. The reason being is because a lot of folks don't know is my kid's mom, she was told by the doctor she would never have kids. You know, she would never be able to have kids, you know. And crazy, man, how the negative or lower powers of the devil, as some folks would say, works. It was like, even when my son was being born, man, his umbilical cord was suffocating him. So he came out, he was blue. And it's crazy, his favorite color is blue. But when he came out, it was blue and purple. And I ain't gonna lie, when that moment happened, I was kind of like super emotional, man. But I was happy, you know. My dad wasn't around, so the emotional toll of me kind of bearing this moment was weird. I'm not gonna lie, this is a feeling I would never ever feel in my body. Like some word is sent through my body. But after seeing my son being born, man, it was like I knew anything was possible. You know, it was like 9 months I had talked to my 9 months I had talked to my son. I talked to my son for 9 months. I had literally wanted to create a relationship before he even had took his first breath of air, you know. And it was like seeing that moment, and then just kind of wanting to see the look on that doctor face, whoever that was that told my kid's mom that he would never have that she would never be able to have kids, was just like a powerful moment. You know, because any and every little thing, she was having contractions. They were saying he was gonna come early. They were saying that he might be prematurely. It was so many things that was coming about. And it was like to see mine, to see this, to see this human I could call mine, I could make whole with me that I had talked to, I had cherished for 9 months. That was probably like one of the most positive things to tell me to keep going. You know, and me and my son, we bump heads, but my son reminds me that I'm human and that I still do right in this world. That dude looks at me like I'm a superhero. I got bad days, man. I know you have bad days, but I got bad days. You know, from the mental, from the emotional distress, and to know like that God fought for my son and my son fought to be here. That was just that was one of the things where like even when I'm down on my days, man, I got pictures all across. I got my kids on my screensavers on my computer. I keep them around, man, because that's what keep me going. In a world of craziness and chaos, them kids, that's the one positive thing I can always use. I could be down on my knees, man, hands cut off, the as long as I got the image of my kids, I'm good. You know, and so my son, my son is the reason why we here right now. I'm gonna tell you like that. That sent me in a whole different direction, for sure. For sure.
Hey, you know what? I should have warned you before we came on here, man, that you can't be getting me emotional on my show because I don't, that ain't cool. But it's too late now. So, but yeah, hey, you almost got me misty. I ain't like when you said his favorite. It's ironic that his favorite color is blue, and he came out and he was. I was like, damn, because our kids are the sum total of us and their mother and everybody that came before us.
Yep.
And it's like it's such a heavy responsibility pouring all of that into them and breaking curses and pushing forward in power and leaving negative things behind. My father, I tell people all the time, like I made many mistakes in my marriage. And I'm open about it because I don't want you, your cousins, your brothers, my son, my nephews. I don't want y'all to make the same mistakes that I made. So I talk about having a child outside of the home. I talk about what infidelity causes and how hard it is to repair that. And so my father, he said, it's cool to get married and keep your girl, over here. But you gotta keep a few off to the side. That's his mantra. And my father almost 70 years old, and that's still his mantra. I had to say something different to my son because that mantra almost cost me the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And so I don't want my son to even have to deal with that based on something that I handed him that my father handed me. So I had to break that cycle. And son, when I tell him all the time, if you get married, marry somebody like your mother.
Yeah, for sure. For
Period.
sure.
So yeah, I think that's definitely, when you ready to show this to your son, let me know so I can make that clip, because that is as profound a statement as it gets with regards to from a father to a son and from a father to a child, period, from my perspective, because just we always know that they should be our motivation. But I remember when, I tell everybody who watched the show and anybody that see me on Facebook, I got bipolar 2 disorder. So when I get depressed, I get depressed. When I'm in a mood, when my mood swings hit, they hit. And I'm glad I know now, because when I was younger, of course, we didn't know what the hell was going on with me. But I remember going through a deep depression to the point where every morning I would contemplate suicide. I'm like, my wife, me and my wife had just got back together after a lengthy separation. And it wasn't looking good for us to get back together. But when we got back together, I wasn't in the best place financially.
Mm-hmm.
So as a man, it's like, I gotta provide, I gotta contribute. She
Mm-hmm.
she getting up going to work every day, and I'm sitting at home with the kids. This no,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find something. I gotta find something quick. Well, a week go by, 2 weeks go by, and I'm like, okay, this, you know, in a minute she gonna be like, hey man, get your ass up out of here. Now
Yeah.
that's not what she thinking, but in my mind, this what's happening.
Yeah.
Every day, they'll be better off without me. Hell, at least they'll get insurance money. So I'm sitting here literally just going through the motions every morning. Should, should you kill yourself? Should you jump in front of a car? And one of my kids, they was little then, they all big. Now it's amazing. 18, 17, and 15. Almost my son tall as me, and the girls, it's crazy, but how time fly. But one of them, without fail, as I'm going through this craziness in my head, will walk downstairs and either crawl up on me and go back to sleep, or they would tell me they hungry, they don't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly, my stuff had to get pushed to the side because now I got to take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, whatever you thinking about doing to yourself, you can't, because you can't let them find you like this. What would that do to them? If they found you did something to yourself, and they come down here and find you. So I tell them all the time, y'all saved my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
it wasn't for y'all, I don't know if I would have had the mental capacity or the motivation to push past that particular phase. Because I was in a bad place.
Yeah.
And so hearing you talk about your son the way you did, and I know you feel the same way about your daughter, if not more so.
Yeah.
But and that gave me chills. So
Yeah.
man,
Well,
go ahead, my bad.
yeah. Well, let me just say this, man. And anybody's just watching. Like I say, I'm not gonna lie. When I be in my studies, and it's probably why people want me to speak publicly. But when I be in my studies, I really am a critic of myself. I really am. And some days is good, some days is bad. But I say all that to say, and to piggyback off what you said, is my kids always tell me, Dad, you a superhero. But I tell my kids, y'all the real superheroes, because when you really think about it, kids are fresh, man. They are a fresher breath air, you know, or and when you look at kids, man, they don't know what you're going through. They don't fathom what you're going through. And the last thing you should be is selfish to take what has burdened you and to burden onto your kids. A lot of folks, they tend to get into pinches, financial pinches, emotional pinches, or whatever the case is, and their first thing they do is outlet on their children. If anything, you should allow the worry, the stress-free, the burden-free happiness and love of your children to give back into you, because you were once a child. So and I say this to my mom all the time, I rushed to be an adult so fast that I didn't actually understand the peacefulness and the love that was once coming as a kid. And then we rush until we get to this point, and it's other people's happiness and emotions we have to protect. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what happened between you and my big cousin Millie, but I watched y'all. From the time I was able to come around you to even now, even before we became back Facebook friends, I always followed Millie from the time I was able to. And I watched. If y'all wasn't on good terms, I never knew about it. If y'all was on bad terms, I never knew about it. All I knew is when y'all did post and when she did post, it was love. When I came around, it was love. I never heard nothing bad about you. Whatever anything bad I got was maybe from my own conscience, but she never spoke ill will about you. And I never spoke ill will about you. But I say all that to say a lot of folks might say Doug this, Doug that. But Doug gave me life. Doug gave me a reason to put into perspective to bodybuilding, or to put into perspective to keep kicking my big cousin's butts whenever we was at outings or whatever the case was, you know what I'm saying? And folks might not know you went through depression, but folks don't also know the work and time you put into other people's kids. They might not ever tell you they appreciate you. That's crazy. As a black man, you never gonna get that appreciation. That's crazy. But you know what's even more crazy is that you continue to do, and you ain't never once asked for no get back. That's 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 what make you DMG. Folks gonna always try to knock your character. They're gonna always try to bring that hammer and they're gonna try to build away at your statue. But it's crazy, man. You done already built this. You done built this. As a man, any man watching, y'all done built this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what keeps me going. Even through financial struggles, even through suicide, depression, you built this. Them kids carry your last name. You built this. So if if nothing else, man, you got something to go off of. When your money ain't right, hey, you might not be getting no type of freak action at night, but you built this. That's crazy. Like you gotta like, and I know, man, you older than me, you know the game more than me. Yeah, my big cousin, man, you gotta get your props, man. You gotta get your props. And you do this, folks might not watch it. Folks might not actually come on here and say, man, DMG doing something positive, but this is positive. This you taking your time away from your kids or your family to indulge back. And even crazy, it's years later and you still giving back to me. Years later, you still giving back to me. That's crazy. That's crazy. Years later, you still give back to me. We ain't physically seen each other since the last time, which is what 2-3 weeks ago at my event. But before that, we can't call it. And it's crazy. You still giving me opportunities. You still give back to me. So before we get out of here, I had to give you your piece because folks might not always congratulate you, but I'm always watching you, man. Even if we don't talk, even if the memories of wrestling in your basement, they right here, man. They right here. They ain't going nowhere. So hey, whatever you went through, whatever y'all went through, y'all done got past it. I look at y'all like y'all $1 million couple. And y'all give me life, man. Look at where y'all at in the game, man. Y'all was out here in the county and now y'all out there where y'all at. That's cool, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I really appreciate y'all. Cause y'all give back. Y'all do what y'all can for us, man. Y'all not, it ain't a handout. It's love, man. Black folks always want to use that handout word. It ain't a handout, bro. It's just love. That's all it is, man. So keep being you, man. Keep doing this stream, man. Keep talking about things that have gotten you to where you at. Cause it might seem like days where it's slow, it ain't picking up, but it's getting picked up. You might not hear it, but it's getting picked up, man. So keep doing that, man, for sure.
Hey, I appreciate it, bro. Hey, man, this is the second time you done made me misty, man. Damn it. Look, but nah, I appreciate that. I ain't even expect that, but I appreciate it. I ain't even think about it like that, going full circle from when you was a kid to now. But that's kind of how it go. But yeah, man, I do what I can. I just try to put positivity back out in the world because just like you feel, I put life into you, brother Dave, Elder Simpson, Garrison. They put life into me.
Yeah.
So it would be I would be foul not to push that forward to you, your brothers, your cousins, etc. So that same positivity they put into me, I feel like I got an obligation to turn that around. And I hope y'all, I know you get it, and for the ones who don't seem like they get it, it's that seed there. Yeah. And I feel like eventually everybody gonna turn around and push that forward to the next generation. And as long as that happened, everybody did what they were supposed to do.
Hey.
So, but yeah, man, put your social media out, let everybody know where to find you, man up, your streaming, everything.
All right, that's that. Let's see.
And I'm gonna put your email in the chat for those who want to get in touch with you about fitness and everything else.
That's my Twitch and then Twitter. I think Twitter too. Also, too, if you all go to the Twitch also has the links for all my socials as well too. So Y'all can connect with me on Twitch, Twitter. Those are my most popular ones. Facebook is just my first and last name. I could put that in there too. But it was a pleasure being on her today. I hope I can inspire somebody. I look forward to networking with just about any and everybody, all colors, shapes, sizes, and forms. Hopefully, we ain't got no different forms out there. But I appreciate, again, like I said, being on here, y'all allowing me to express my platform as well as my gratitude for the people before me and the people after me. It's definitely always a pleasure to give some insight and also give some give back as well. So
For sure, man. And when you get that speaking engagement, let me and your fam know, and we'll be there if we can to support.
yeah, for sure. I
So,
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
no doubt. Now, do you have Cash App or anything like that?
I do have Cash App. I believe Cash App. I try to keep everything the same. Cash App is my last. Here, let me put this in here. Know it by heart. At least I think I do. There you go.
All right, let me put that up, and just in case somebody want to donate.
Donations typically go to the stream, so I appreciate y'all. Hopefully, next time we do this, I'll have a little bit more backdrop and stuff. I just got the desktop area set up, so it's been pretty fun though, man. It's been a good learning experience. So
For sure, man. Like I say, I definitely appreciate you coming on, gracing us with your presence.
yeah,
And
yeah.
hopefully we'll be able to do it again and chop it up. Like I say, man, when you blow up, just remember your boy. Don't forget about the little people.
Nah, man. Hey, anytime y'all want me on, or if I'm allowed to, man, I'll pop in. Like I said, I'm usually after work. I'm usually streaming or I'm editing videos or whatever. So if y'all got room for me, I'm always down to hang out with y'all for sure.
Yeah, and my brother Andre Boyce, man, he got a show where he talk about things, relationships,
Mm-hmm.
the manosphere, so to speak, kind of in that
Yeah,
Kevin Samuels vein.
yeah.
So I definitely think that's something you should hop on and give your commentary to as well.
Okay.
And like I say, I'll let you know. I think we'll be going live this weekend. I'm getting that knee surgery Friday, so depending on how I'm feeling, I'm definitely gonna jump on. But I hit you up and see if it's something you want to jump on, because he usually had like a little bit of an open panel. So
Okay.
just get your feet wet in some of
Yeah.
these YouTube streets.
Yeah, for sure. I actually want to possibly convert over to YouTube as far as streaming, so it'll definitely be something to get used to. And regarding the knee surgery, I know we talked, but just let me know, even if I got to come out there. I actually was getting with one of my guys about some after surgery kind of good remedies to take hold on, so I'm actually probably gonna get with him. But just let me know, I guess, as far as what we gonna do or what you gonna get into after the surgery as far as rehab and stuff. And like I said, I'll put some stuff together for you and we'll go from there.
Will do. All right, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, big cuz. Till then, man.
Likewise, bro. Much love.
Yes, sir.
All right, family. This has been Paradigm Shift TV 314. We'll be black at you. That was Asaiah, No Excuses Bomber. Y'all get at the brother. He doing a lot of positive things. Young brother, 25 years old. Y'all check him out. It's a lot of young black brothers doing positive things out here, and I want to start putting some of that forward. We can talk about religions. We can have them discussions. We can have them debates. That's all fine and good, but we got to start putting forth content where we exposing the young people in our community that's doing positive things, period. So y'all come black. We'll be back at it. Till then, this has been Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother DMG the Poet, a.k.a. Brother Pianki. I'm out. That's peace.